Good morning, Reading Elementary. Welcome to Monday, March 5th. Everyone should be in class, ready for instruction to begin. Mrs. Henry, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Floyd, good morning.
Good morning.
It's going to be a great week.
Monday.
Mrs. Moore is trying to wake everybody up over there. What a great week we had last week. ISTEP, tremendously successful.
Right.
Stingers up to 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Rocked it.
Got a few makeups to do. We'll start those early this morning. So get your A game ready if you missed a day last week. Our younger kids celebrated Dr. Seuss's birthday and the launch of Reading Month, Read Across America. Just a great week. I am just super proud of everybody in this building for all of your hard work, your dedication, your effort, and your positive attitudes. So Stingers up to everybody. I've got a number of announcements to get through real quick before we move on to our regularly scheduled programming here. Tomorrow, big day, Reading Elementary, book bingo, 5:30. Okay, come on over. That's come one, come all. We have a ton of books to give away. Mrs. Stahl has a great event planned for our Title I book bingo night. That again begins at 5:30 in the cafeteria. There will be concessions for sale. Also going on, big deal in our building is Cars for Classrooms. That's going to be out in the north parking lot from 4:30 to 7:30. Get anybody you know over here, 18 years or older. For whoever signs up, whether they drive or just ride in the vehicle, we will receive a $10 donation for every one of those adults who comes. And then we will receive additional money for every adult who makes a Facebook status that we will give them information on. We have some specifics. It's going to be Red Pacifica contest, and if they follow all the rules, they get entered into a national drawing for a chance to win up to $45,000 worth of automobiles, and then we get extra money for entering them into that contest. So bring your parents, and I know I'm going to be signing up. I know Mrs. Bush is going to be signing up. We'd like to win one of those Red Pacificas. Miss Patty really wants one of those Red Pacificas.
So if I win it and I don't want it, I could give it to Miss Patty.
You could. Yeah. I'll arm wrestle it for her. Okay. As I said, a big list from me. Girls Inc. If you go to Girls Inc., listen up. I hope that got your attention. Friday, Girls Inc., Friday, March 9th. We are closed this week at Girls Inc., okay? They're open all week, Monday through Thursday, but no Girls Inc. on Friday. Please plan accordingly. And then last thing from me, March Madness begins today. The iReady March Madness Challenge begins. Mrs. Henry, how'd those brackets look out there in the hallway?
It looks awesome. I saw it first thing this morning. If you haven't seen that, when you head to lunch today or when you're coming down this hallway past the office, check it out. It looks amazing. It got me excited about basketball and learning.
I love it.
Mrs. Wagner, big shout out to you.
It looks great.
So a little bit about that challenge. I know I said as the last thing, I kind of lied. I'm sorry. A little bit about that challenge. If you see your classroom's name, you have a game this week. Okay, so here are the games. Mrs. Wagner will be playing Mrs. Burbrink. Mrs. Hochsteller will be playing Mrs. Mellencamp. Mrs. Keel versus Mrs. Albring. Mrs. Nolker versus Miss Salmons.
Albring.
Did I say it wrong?
Albring.
Just say Albring. Albring.
So you know.
Yeah, Albring. Yeah, I can read.
I'll bring your game.
Miss Nolting versus Mr. Sunbury. Mrs. Castetter versus Mrs. Musgrave. Battle of the 415, 414 classrooms divided by one wall there.
Make it a little rowdy down there.
Yeah, it may.
Referee.
Mrs. Tiss versus Mrs. Hume, and Mrs. McIntyre versus Mrs. Beavers. Okay.
So cool.
If you didn't hear your name, it means you drew a bye, which is awesome. You still are eligible for a free recess, which Mr. Floyd will be talking about from last week in just a second. Rules are this. If your class has a 92% or above usage rate, you are eligible to win, okay? And then you have to have a higher percent correct, okay? So let's say it's Mrs. Henry versus me, and she has a 100% usage rate, and I have an 80% usage rate in my class. I can't win because I didn't meet the first item, which is 92% or above. Okay, so let's say we both got that 92% or above, and then Mrs. Henry had an 85% and I had an 76%. Mrs. Henry wins. She moves on to the next week. and I've been eliminated from the tournament. Okay. Mr. Floyd?
Yeah, speaking of already information, I was looking here. So the percentage of meeting those minutes, 92% on average last week. So as a school, we're right there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of 100% in that mix too. So definitely on the right track for a lot of our classrooms there. Our pass rate as a total school, 67%. So not too bad.
Not
Specific classrooms that we want to give some props to because they were well above that 67%. Mrs. Bear, Mrs. Beavers, Mrs. Castetter, Mrs. Hume, Mrs. McIntyre, Mrs. Wirtz, and Mrs. Nolker, all well exceeding that 67%, which is awesome.
Stingers.
And just to, I would say, continue some dominance, we're talking our additional reward recess again, fourth grade. Fourth grade continues the streak that's just incredible. So
Awesome.
fourth grade will be receiving that additional extra recess this week, hopefully at the end of the week. I saw weather-wise, as I'm going to get into that, there was a chance on Wednesday. I didn't understand this. I thought I saw chance of thunderstorms, snow flurries, and
That means the jury's out on that.
Okay.
Right?
If
Like
you
they
live-
just.
If you ever lived in Michigan, we call that thunder snow.
No, I was going to say
Okay,
thunder. We've had
I
thunder
didn't
snow
know
before.
such a thing
Okay.
existed. So,
Yeah.
So hopefully at the end of the week, we'll get a chance for fourth grade for you to be able to receive that extra recess and have some pretty good weather for that. So speaking of weather, it is going to get up to 50 degrees today. So we're still above the snow point, at least for today. You talked about Girls Inc. already. Our this day in history, the year 1963.
Okay.
The hula hoop was patented, 1963. Now the crazy thing, you can see there's different colors there behind Mr. Bush.
Oh, this one's yours. It matches your outfit.
In the first 4 months of the hula hoop being patented, 25 million were sold in the first 4 months.
25. How
25
many?
million were sold in the
Million.
first 4 months of it being patented, which is crazy.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
and I've learned that a hula hoop,
Good money.
either you know how to do it or you fail miserably. There's
Yeah.
not really an in-between on it. So, is Mrs. Henry, are you going to give us a,
I'm
An
in the
attempt?
fail category.
Okay, I don't know how-
how. It kind of makes me mad.
is it, like, I don't know if
But I
it's,
can't do it.
This is the longest.
it's
I've
all about
ever-
rhythm and coordination. So, Mrs. Henry, I'll give you a chance to try it real quick. While Mrs. Henry is doing this, I'm going to say our joke.
My best attempt.
What is a sailor's favorite kind of book to read? Okay. Oh, she's got it going.
Okay.
See, that's way better.
It's the
than
best I've ever done.
Okay,
Ever.
she's got it. She's got it.
Can we see it?
A sailor's favorite
Under
book to read,
pressure.
by the way, is fairy tales. Fairy tales.
Fairy tale.
Okay, here we go.
A sailor's
Okay.
favorite book.
I kind of don't get it.
Oh, look at this.
Woo!
I still got it. I'm gonna finish the show. Okay.
All right,
No.
our fearless leader.
It is National School Breakfast Week. Oh, Mrs. Henry, what do you have for us?
It is.
on
Before we
National
get to lunch,
School
that's right.
Breakfast Week?
Today's the first day. Thank you for eating breakfast this morning from the cafeteria. Did you know that school breakfast is proven to be good for your body and your brain? Research proves that students who eat breakfast have improved memory, problem-solving skills, and creative abilities. So why not start with breakfast every day? So this week in the cafeteria, you can go eat some breakfast.
It
and
helps
you can
blow
invite
that
a friend.
morning, that sleep fog. You know,
That's
you have
right.
that fogginess in the morning. I think it helps kind of blow that fog out
Right.
of your brain.
So moving on to lunch. Oh man, chicken smackers, goldfish crackers.
Oh!
We
Great
didn't
Monday.
even, man, I should have looked ahead.
It's a great
Here
Monday.
it is. Golden corn, veggie choice, and fruits.
You should have hula hooped to the lunch menu.
Chicken smackers. No, wait. Chicken smackers. Goldfish crackers. All right, I know we're running out of time today. Birthdays for today. One birthday. Macy Walker. Happy birthday,
Happy
Macy.
birthday, Macy.
Yearbooks are still on sale until next Friday. Patty wanted to remind me to tell everyone to get your yearbook. That's all I have.
Awesome. We had a lot to get through today, so let's
That's
get to that Reading motto. I am respectful. I am responsible. I am a Reading leader. Please join us in the pledge and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, with hula hoops and chicken smackers, you know it's going to be a good day.
That's not very good.